Darrell, it's good to see you. We're into November. Are you kind of glad to see the back of October? And I think as a positive, did you learn a lot about your players in the last few weeks?
You're always learning. It was a really tough month, but gritty performance to start in November at Bromley to get into the next round of the Cup. So I keep calm and composed, to be honest with you, because I know where we're at, I know what's needed, and I know we'll get there. So frustrating month was October, fresh start in November. We started with a win, so let's try and back that up Saturday.
And did it help your relationship with the players? Because I think, did they get to know you over the last few weeks as well?
Yeah, I think they certainly. I think when you're looking to go into an environment that's, no disrespect, been relegated, there's a lot of processes you have to put in place. There's obviously lads that have felt that pain, been on that journey. There's obviously new players that come into the building that don't know the club as well as I know the club. And every single player, I said this last week, every single player, every individual mindset is a little bit different of how they cope through good times and through bad times. And a lot of the times as a manager, you learn when things aren't going well, a lot about your group. So no doubt I've learned a lot about them. They've learned a lot about myself and my staff. But we come out of it in making sure it's in a positive manner. You know, a lot of individual work, manager to player, a lot of work on the training pitch, and we keep going. You know, we have a lot of problems at the minute through injuries and stuff. But one thing I will say is the culture, the environment is in a really good place. Now I'm looking to get consistency. I don't sit here and say I've enjoyed a lot this season yet, because there's a lot of answers still to be searched for, still looking and learning about the group and what's needed moving forward. But those grey clouds are clearing. I have a clear path of where we need to be and where we need to be heading. The lads have an opportunity from now to obviously the windows to make sure that they're on the bus and working hard to bring success to the club.
I was going to say, I just saw Ricky in the car park. Are you already thinking of January?
I'm always ahead of the game. Continuous things. Me and Ricky sit down regularly, talk about what's needed, what's moving forward, but without taking an eye on the ball, because we have got some good players at the football club. Some of them need to do more to show the talents, which I think that's in there, and I've got to get it out of them. I think some of them have been a little bit scarred, but I think the way they're working hard on the training pitch, the way they're united as a group, puts us in good stead. So we're looking to build on Saturday's real tough victory and try and build that against Gillingham Saturday.
Yeah, I got the impression hearing you speak straight after the full-time whistle in the pouring rain of Bromley. It's fantastic to win, but it's just a start and you've got to build on it.
I ain't happy. I mean, when I say I'm not happy, is I'll be happy when I've got the solutions to the many problems that needs to be resolved here, and that's always going to be the case. I think the club only won, was it 14, 15 games last season in 53? In 53 games in all competitions. I think we're at the stage this season where we've won 8 or 9, but we've had some disastrous defeats where we haven't performed or haven't showed the identity that I expect of the club. But it's a path and a journey that we're on, and we're trying to get as many wins as we can. We're trying to climb the league table. Like I said, we have that opportunity Saturday to try and pick up 3 points.
And is it a case of back to basics as you look to stop conceding the goals?
It's not as easy as that, because for me, I think we've had to defend too much as a team at times, because our forward-thinking play hasn't been good enough. So I think the mixture of getting that balance right, also losing a bit of physicality in our team as well. I've never really felt that. And I felt this when we was unbeaten in 8 or 9 games or whatever it was. I never felt that we're in the right place at the minute. So that tells its own story. We've not really settled anything down, and there's loads of different circumstances that go into that. So let's just try and keep pinching a win. We pinched a win Saturday, defended really well as a team, scored a couple of good goals. The first goal was a very well worked goal. Second was a good counter-attack transition, and we defended really well. So we try and build on that, small steps.
You mentioned injuries, and we don't want to give Gillingham any advantages, but Alfie Kilgore didn't feature last weekend. What's the situation with him?
Yeah, listen, we are missing 6 or 7, but like I said, we don't look at that as excuses. The big players that we are missing, but we galvanise that, and that gives players opportunities to show their worth, come to the fore, to put on a good performance that represents what we're about. So we can't moan and cry about injuries. We've had that for like 12, 13, 14 weeks. So we just get on with it. We don't use it as an excuse.
Might it be a while before we see Alfie again?
No.
Okay, that's
No,
good
I
news.
don't think it'll be a long while. He's probably looks as bad as it is at the minute because his knee's in a brace. But it's hopefully in the next week or two I'll know a little bit more information on that. But we know he's not going to be a long-term one.
Can I talk about Brian Bolongo? Because Lee Brown was our guest on Saturday. Obviously doesn't see Rovers week in, week out, and he highlighted Bryant as one of Rovers' standout players. Tom Lockyer mentioned him as well in his interview yesterday. What's the case with Bryant, who's Premier League in terms of personality, isn't he?
Did Brownie say he was a better left back than him?
Of course he didn't.
No, I've seen Brownie after the game actually. But yeah, no, listen, Byron's a lovely kid. He's a great lad. He's really infectious in his personality. I think he's come in and done well. You know, I think there's more improvement in there on him. He's now at that age now where he has to be consistent and find rhythm and flow and be consistent with performances because they're not. He's 23, 24 now. He needs to be playing more games than he's played in his career so far, and he needs to stake his claim. So he certainly did himself no harm Saturday.
And is Freddie Isaka a bit unlucky at the moment? Because you're still trying to find yourselves as a football team, and even on Tuesday, which would be an ideal game to play, you probably can't play because it's his parent club.
Very, very much so. But I've said to him there'll be more minutes down the line. He's been very bitty for him, going away on international duty as well. Obviously Sots has been as well bitty on injuries and performances. But we're hoping he's going to get his rhythm and find his form. Shaq Ford as well. So the forward-thinking players at the football club have got promise. Ellis, Ollie Dewsbury, Fabrizio, I think, has done very well. Shaq Ford, Sots, Freddie Isaac, they've all got to do better. For me, we're having to do way too much defending at minutes, but we've got to get the best out of that talent. They got to show to me that they can be consistent in their performances to make sure that what I see on the training grounds getting implemented on match day, and that's a big thing. That is a big thing because what I see in training hasn't been replicated enough on Saturday on match day, so they need to show that.
Is Chris Martin still on the radar?
Chris is still rehab. We should probably have some more information on that in the next week or two.
And Gillingham, like you, have had a little sticky patch, but they started the season well. We wish Gareth Ainsworth well, of course. What will they bring to the men?
Yeah, I bumped into Gareth a couple of months back actually at service station, and he said he needed a big procedure. So Gareth's a real good guy. I've got a lot of time for Gareth. We've locked horns many a times. It's great to hear that he's going to be at the game. They've had a tough spell, but that's this league, isn't it? We talk about all the teams had tough spells. I don't see anybody running away with it. Maybe MK Dons with the resources and the player power and the money they've got and the financial backing. But other than that, I think that the league's going to be pretty equal, and there'll be bad runs, good runs. We have to focus on ourselves. We have to try and get in that rhythm and get into a good run ourselves, and obviously try and back up Saturday's win.
Go well.
Thank you.
Well, Stephan, nice to meet you for the first time. How are you settling in at Bristol Rovers?
Yeah, all good. I've enjoyed my time here so far, and I'm looking forward to continuing on.
And having arrived with an injury, how pleased are you that that's now in the past and you're now playing some football?
Yeah, I love playing football. So it's been a tough, long road for me, and with this injury, it's been a complicated one. But I'm happy I've got through it now, and I can enjoy playing football, doing what I love.
I'm just a layman when it comes to injuries, but what was the problem, and how long were you out for?
It's a complicated one. I had like a double hernia, and then the surgery kind of complicated a few things, and I was out for 7 to 8 months. So, but we're past it now, so I'm now looking forward to the future and try to play football and try my best to help this club.
And you started at Bromley. It wasn't fun to watch in terms of the rain. What was it like to play in?
They're the type of games I love as a defender. I like scrapping and battling for games, and that's what I love, and that's why I'm a defender. So I was just over the moon to play my first 90 in so long, and especially get into the next round. It was an added bonus, so I was buzzing.
Rovers have a lot of strength and depth, don't they, at centre half? So what do you make of the competition for places and your prospects of playing more games for Rovers?
No, 100%. And we have a lot of good players in the squad. Like you said, especially in centre half as well, which is not a bonus because I think competitive is healthy within the group. It pushes everyone day in, day out in training, and gives competition to fight for places. And I obviously back myself to be ahead of my competitors. But like I said, it helps us to get better day in, day out. And also we pick on stuff from each other, learn from each other. There's experience in a half here, so I like learning from them and improving myself. And
Tom Lockyer, I have to ask about him as a teammate. I guess with the experience he brings to Bristol Rovers, that can only help you.
Oh, 100%, and I'm grateful he's here, like everyone else is. He's a top pro and a top player, so I'm looking forward to keep working alongside him and picking up and learning things day in, day out, because it can only benefit me.
I spoke to my colleague Jerome at BBC Radio Oxford when you joined, and he only had good things to say about you. And just talk me a bit about your career path, obviously from Ireland, playing for Oxford United.
Yeah, I've been in the UK now for just under 3 years. I signed for Oxford United, and I've been there, and obviously played for Salford last year on loan. No, I've enjoyed my time in the UK, and people at Oxford, they've helped me massively develop, as well as Salford, and I just want to keep performing and playing football and showing what I'm capable of, because I do think I can play at the highest level, and I'm looking forward to showing that week in, week out.
Yeah, obviously Oxford are in the Championship. Did you harbour aspirations of getting into their team?
I did, yeah, 100%, and it's just got quite unfortunate with my injury and the timing of my injury, but I still think I'm capable of doing so, and I'm just working hard every day to improve the 1%, and obviously my first priority is here at the moment, working hard, try to get this team to where it belongs, and then obviously my personal career will hopefully kick on from there.
So all your appearances so far have been away from the Mem, haven't you? So how much are you looking forward to playing at the Memorial Stadium?
Yeah, I can't wait. I've been on the bench now, I think twice at the Mem, and the atmosphere, everything is electric, so I can't wait to play in front of the fans and try to show them a little bit what I can do.
And are you confident that October is what it was, but Rovers have learnt, if you like, from that, and then can now start climbing the league table?
Yeah, 100%. Our squad is more than well and capable to kick on now. We've had quite a bad patch, and they come and go in football, but we have a good collectiveness in the squad, and we know what the quality in the room, in the changing room. So we've got our first win since the little bad patch against Bromley, and now we can kick on. We 100% back ourselves to climb up the table now.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
I just want to know what goals you've set for the season personally and for the team.
Well, for me personally, is I've started to play games now, because it's been a while injury, and then once I get comfortable playing games and what I get used to it again, I want to get to help this team get promoted. For me, is keep clean sheets, do my job. Obviously, little goals like get a few goals on the other side of the pitch, but I want to keep balls out of my own net and then help this team get promoted. That's my main goal.
And so you mentioned your time at Salford last season. What's the biggest thing you've learned about League Two in the last couple of years?
It's a very physical league. You have to earn the right to play, you have to battle, and then you can show your quality on the ball. And no game is an easy game in League Two. I feel like teams scrap it out and they give it their all, and you have to be on it 100% every game, which I do enjoy, scrapping it out, and it does get tough, but I think teams that are together, the collectiveness in the teams is massive, because if you stick together through tough games and win the odd 1-0s, they're massive, and you just need to keep fighting week in, week out.
And so how have you found your time in Bristol so far? Are you enjoying living in the city?
Yeah, my apartment's right in the city centre, so I've had a little nosy around different coffee shops, and people watching is what I enjoy. And the city's lovely, and a few lads have helped me settle in massively. So now I'm enjoying my life in Bristol at the moment.